Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And today we're here to read you folks some homegrown horrors. Adam, why don't you go ahead and tell us what those are?
Homegrown horrors are the wonderful stories that you listeners have sent in to our email address, which Robin will give you in a sec. And you give us stories that contain things that are supernatural, paranormal, spiritual, coincidental, sometimes true crime, sometimes extraterrestrial in nature. If someone out there had a story that would like to submit it, Robin, how can they do so?
You can send it to our email, storytime@scaryish.com. You can also send it via our website. You can go to scaryish.com. There's a contact us form. You can just fill that out and it gets to us that way. And we also have different social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I was like, what other things are social media? Yeah.
Indeed. So if you have a story, we would love to hear it, and we would absolutely love to share it if that's okay with you. On the show tonight, we're going to be sharing 4 of those homegrown horrors. And do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
How about I go first?
Sure, go for it.
I never go first.
I know, it's so exciting that you're going to go first. Oh my gosh.
All right, so this first email begins, Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
It's Sabrina again. I used to go by Leon, but I'd rather not... Oh, fuck.
I guess I'll be taking that out.
I didn't edit this, obviously. Okay. It's Sabrina again. I have a scary story to tell you. Last night, I had a hard time falling asleep or just sleeping in general. I went to bed at around 2300, so it's 11 o'clock. Not super late, but not that early either. I read a book as usual, The Hobbit, like one of the best books of all time. And no, you can't fight with me over that. I think The Hobbit was a very good book. Did you read it when you were younger?
I've never read it, so I wouldn't fight you. I don't think there's a lot of people out there who would be willing to fight on that one.
Or like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. It's just like classics. You can't argue over class. I mean, obviously, it's not a classic like
no, I think
like
it's a classic.
Shakespeare being a classic.
I mean, that's different. That's a different type of classic, but yeah. I think it's a classic.
And as I start to get more tired, I turn off the lights and put away my book. I'd had a rather boring day in which I basically did nothing more than eat and watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I know, interesting combination, The Hobbit and one of the most flamboyant TV shows of all time. I think that show is absolutely incredible and people are so talented.
I've never seen it.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
I hear that. I've never seen it, though.
I usually don't like to watch scary movies or shows. I do like to listen and read to scary stories, though, but I thought I might try it out because I thought I got over my fear of literally anything. I started watching the American Horror Story Season 1. It's safe to say that was a terrible idea. I think Season 1 is the best season.
I've only seen like bits and pieces of Murder House, never start to finish.
It's really good. At least I think it's really good. But as I lay in my bed, I suddenly hear a sound like someone or something was dragging their hands over a window, which sounded a lot like someone screaming, and then I heard the scratching. In my mind, that weird, scary baby creature thing was doing it, and I could not shake that thought. I eventually slumbered away into a horrible night's sleep. I eventually woke up at 5:45 in the morning, completely drenched in sweat, as one does, and turned on my reading lamp, but the scratching didn't stop, so I decided to do some investigation. Turns out it was my pet giant African land snails that were making the sound by rubbing against each other and the glass of their tank.
I imagine they planned that when they saw you watching American Horror Story, like, we're going to get them so good.
I wonder what that, I want to know what that actually sounds like to watch them actually do it. Not like, you know what I mean? Like actually,
their
not
shells
sex,
rubbing up against each other.
I
imagine it's like, which is my sound effect for walkie-talkies also, but yeah, that's what I imagine it sounded like.
That was my story. Sorry, it's a bit too long. I also have a topic suggestion. Swedish folklore and traditions. I love the podcast so much, and you two always get me through the day, and you really help me cope with my depression. Lots of love, Sabrina. Thank you so much for sending that in. It's funny because there's a lot of times where I'll hear random things, like there'll be scratching behind the headboard, and it's just our dog scratching herself.
Yeah, because she sleeps under the bed, so a lot of times Robin will be like, I don't know if that's actually the dog, and I'm like, it is. Trust me, it is.
Or we'll hear random sounds coming from downstairs that freak us out, and then
it typically freaks Robin out more than anything, and then I get sent to investigate. Lately, I've been like, "You coming with or what?"
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna be the one that's like, "There's something going on."
If she's sleeping and she doesn't want to get up, then I'm like, "Okay, I get it," and I take the dog. But when it's like we're both awake and we're in the lab because I just read this back of your chair. if we're in the office and we hear something, I'm like, you're going with me. You're awake. Like, I'm not getting the dog up for this. So,
Yeah. So I can totally understand your fear of this sound. But man, do I love American Horror Story. That show is really good.
I will say investigating the sound is typically something that'll alleviate your fear, because sometimes you'll find there was a totally benign reason for it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to go through the steps of anxiety that sort of build on each other after that.
But what if you research into it or like try and investigate and it's actually something horrifying?
Well, then you know, and you can get out of the house. So
true.
It's always better to know, in my opinion. Some people would prefer to be blissfully ignorant, so it's totally up to you. But thank you so much for sending in that story. Good way to start off the show. All right, let's look over into Stream Chat, see how you wonderful folks have been since the last time we were on the air, which was Saturday when we played Among Us. Man, that was so much fun because I got to kill so many of you.
Wow.
All right, I'm not sure if we read these off during the Saturday stream, but shout out to Witchy Sophie for following, Poke573902 for following as well. And then these ones were definitely today. Shout out to Merlin Valor, who resubscribed using their own dollar bills for the 8th month in a row, 8 total. They said, hi.
Hello.
Hi, what's up? Shout out to Merlin Valor, who gifted a sub to Lunabin, which brings Lunabin's total up to 6 months. Shout out to Cursed Wolf, who resubscribed for the 25th month using Prime Gaming. And shout out to Cursed Wolf, who gifted a sub over to Danu Cakes. I believe it's their first time here at the live stream. They were here for Among Us, and this is their first Storytime live. There is a lot more to Storytime when you watch them live, and it happens typically in between stories. Sometimes we have those tangents that we're famous for that wind up getting deleted from the show because they just get so far off the rails. And if that happens, you get to see them live. So, fun times. Let's look over into Stream Chat, see what's going on. Scrolling to the tip-y top. Glitch.
You're obviously going to have way more than me because I popped in way late. So I'm
Glitch
going to make my drink while you do that. Sorry.
Shit. Go ahead and tell us what you're going to drink, Robin.
So my aunt brought over like boozy eggnog. So I have that. I have regular eggnog that I was drinking earlier today, earlier tonight. And I brought more rum just because, just because.
Rum. I have my Scaryish Nessie I Want to Believe t-shirt on today. You can actually buy this at our store. And I'm going to be drinking a Leinenkugel's Berry Weiss, which, I mean, we don't make it, but it's really good. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. Let's look at this Stream Chat. Glitch was the first person in either channel. They started out with, woo! ASB Bunny, Laura Ann, Soviet Mig says, hello, I am back, in all caps. Angela.
Welcome back.
Angela is over there. The person who gifted us the drinks we're drinking right now in YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Soviet Mig says, I resub. Did I miss your resub, Soviet Mig? Maybe I just didn't share it.
Sometimes there's a glitch with Twitch and we don't see it. And I don't know why that happens. It's really annoying, but there's no way for us to go back and check.
Yeah.
Which is really
Either way,
annoying.
we appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate
Cursed
it.
Wolf says first, ? I think it was like 9th. ASP1 says, why must I always die like this? And we started talking about the combat that was happening on screen before we got in.
Bit too much.
Before we got going. Gonna scroll through and just see what's happening here.
We need more rum. I noticed we have a lot of whiskey and no rum down there.
A lot of my rum has been drank in the last 6 months or so. I'm not shocked. So I've been getting all these coupons from Liquor World or whatever the one is down the street. It's Liquor World, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't tell people where we live. What the hell?
Okay, yeah, because they know exactly where we live now. Anyways, they won like the best liquor store of Las Vegas 2020, so they're giving out coupons for everyone.
Nice.
So pretty cool. Scrolling.
Why is eggnog so good?
It's not. I hate eggnog.
It's so delicious. You're insane.
Emanon says, I had an interview today, guys. We hope it went well. I wonder what it was for. If you can't say, I understand. Some folks in the chat said, I'm sure you killed it. How'd it go? Stuff like that.
For what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm so sorry. I'm like in the middle of reading my stuff in my brain.
For Emanon's interview that he said
that
he had.
Yeah. Hopefully you got it. That'd be super cool. That's the Loomis thing, right? Or the Brink thing. I saw that scroll across while I was reading, I think.
Blanca Bello says, hi, woo, over there in YouTube. Some weird stuff going on regarding the combat because everyone has different emoticons. Emanon says, I think it went really well. It's for Brinks and Armored Car Service. I'm really hoping I did kill it. We're hoping you did too. Jamie is here, says, I'm so excited to be able to make it to this live. We're excited to have you here. Liberum says, I hope you got the job. Scrolling.
Lunabin says, I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm ready for the fear.
That's funny.
That's a
really
good one.
People were tossing out their team names when they were battling. Chunkster went with hashtag Team Barefoot. Interesting.
Ginseng Joe says, I've been binging their old episodes lately, so it's funny seeing the difference. It is so crazy.
To not be talking to a GoPro taped to a fucking
because
tripod.
It used to be super fisheye lens because we had the GoPro. We also had crappier mics. We had like the $30 mics, that we just...
and those were an upgrade because we started podcasting in general with one Yeti on omnidirectional that we would sit three of us.
Yeah, we would sit just around this one mic in the middle, and it was just this super cheap. It's
$100. I mean, it's a good starter mic. It's just not. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, and that's what we used to have for our older podcast that we did, and so it's just so crazy how far we've come and how many more of you there are that actually hang out with us. It's pretty cool.
Indeed. So you caught up because I just got to the spot with Luna, so I'm going to let you take over that chat. Vivian says, hi, I'm here with my lovely mama. Hello, Vivian's mama. Thank you for joining us. And my cat is lying on my back. Hello to your cat as well.
Kayla says you have to watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
I've been told that a lot. So.
I want to watch What We Do in the Shadows. I think is that what it's called? I really want to watch that show. I still haven't watched it, and I scroll past it all the time on Hulu. But I end up watching like Rick and Morty for the bajillionth time from the beginning. Let's see. 911 girl says, make sure you taste the eggnog before you add more alcohol. It's too late, but I mean, it tastes fine. So
I see one over there from Soviet Mig. It says, hey, Adam, do you paint Dungeons and Dragons miniatures? If so, I'm currently working on the Kraken right now. I actually don't. However, definitely, if you're in our Discord, I want to see pictures of it because I love miniatures and I love D&D. And I love the Kraken. I actually had a storyline built out with the Kraken as one of like the big bads, and people never wound up getting to it. So that one's like right up my alley. Vivian says, now I'm thinking of that one part in Freak Show with the name game. I never watched Freak Show either. That's the season with the Carnival, right?
I have watched that one. That's the one that has Neil Patrick Harris in it. And that season's fucked up. It's probably my least favorite because it is the goriest of all the seasons.
It has clowns in it, so I was like, hard pass. Not gonna watch that.
Quanclope says, just left Dave and Buster's. Just left Dave and Buster's. I did not know that places like Dave and Buster's were still open.
I suppose it depends on where you live.
Yeah, it does depend on where you live, I guess. I miss round one.
Round one was so fun.
Yeah.
Vivian says, question of the week. If you were a plant, what plant would you be? Or what plant would you want to be? Interesting question. What plant would you be, Robin?
A cactus.
A cactus? Because you're so prickly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But once you cut me open, I'm just water on the inside.
That's fucking weird, but okay. I would want to be a big redwood tree because people would be happy about the fact that I'm super round, and they might not cut me down.
Wow. Okay. Jang Mi says, I tell my dog Moose to quote unquote go get it, and he does the surveillance. Her dogs are the biggest, most adorable dogs. And
I wish we could say go get it and have our dogs run surveillance. No. That would be awesome. Jay Valor says eggnog. Yuck. Agreed.
I love eggnog. I don't know why. It's just so good. It's just like drinking custard. Come on.
It's gross. It's like drinking a French toast stick, except it's not a good one. Jay Valor answers Vivian's question and says, Sondrini potato ivy, stubborn and hard to kill. Nice.
Quanclope says, shout out to eggnog. Hell yeah.
Jada over there on YouTube says, sup y'all, got my friend watching your show right now. What's up, Jada's friend? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Dana Cake says, that's me. I also made the giant cookie you guys saw on Facebook. Nice. That cookie was so cool.
I wanted to eat it. When I saw it, I was like, I want to break it in half. I want to do the Paul Hollywood thing where you like check the density and then you just eat it.
Chunkster says, got to be careful with the booze eggnog. Okay, so 911 girl is like, better taste it before you add more, and I'm just like, what's done is done, and Chunkster's like, better wash it.
Yep.
Dang it.
Could get rough here to start out, folks. Strap on.
Tiny Dancer Nation says, since I'm at work, data here is horrible. I can hear y'all fine, but y'all look grainy, which is fine because y'all still beautiful to me.
Aww. It's very nice of you. I had to look over and check. Our internet is holding out.
Chunkster says,
knock on wood.
I was holding my baby nephew because he was crying. He stopped crying while he was watching Adam and Robin. Aww, thank you so much.
Laura Ann just redeemed 2 drinks.
Glitch says eggnog is so-so. Oh. Ha.
Cheers. That's one. All right, should I do my long one when you're done, or should I do my short one? It sounds like you made that too strong. Long one it is. Okay, good call.
Quanquelope says, Southern Comfort makes good eggnog. That's actually the eggnog that I already had in my glass that I was drinking earlier.
It's true. My aunt insisted.
Because we have the vanilla spice eggnog from Southern Comfort, and I just added more of this and this into it. So maybe it won't be so bad because I already had regular eggnog. So technically it's like regular eggnog and then the rum and then the other egg.
The drunker you get, the less bad things taste. That's just a scientific fact. Vivian says, I think I would be an angel's trumpet. It looks really pretty, but it's actually super dangerous. That's pretty awesome.
Glitch says, why have you not watched What We Do in the Shadows? Watch the movie first. I'll have to check it out. I really want to.
Oh, it looks like we have not a war, but a battle brewing about this eggnog thing. Lots of people weighing in that eggnog is a love it or hate it thing in most cases. I think there are a few people out there that sit on the fence. I feel like the fence sitters, though, don't drink eggnog, you know? They're like, I don't hate it. I just don't drink it. You don't hate it because you don't drink it. That's why. I can just hear you drinking it, and it's so gross.
Oh, so much. Kayla says, Tiny Dancer played Rick and Morty for us, and I am obsessed. I'd never actually seen it before. You know, my younger sister kept trying to make us watch Rick and Morty, and I was like, this show sucks. And then I don't remember what happened, but we eventually were just like, we'll just watch it.
I think she told us, like, just get through a few episodes. And I hadn't seen any of it, so I was like, well, let me watch it a little bit. And I was really annoyed the first episode. I was like, he burps too much, but it's pretty funny. And by the end of the first season, I was just like, yeah, this is the best show on television. Yeah. I fucking love it so much.
Let's see. Kayla says, Morty reminds me of Griffin McElroy. I have no idea why. Tiny Dancer Nation says, my wife giggles or cackles at all the morbid parts. There's so many episodes like Purge Planet that are just so good. Or,
Purge Planet's such a funny episode.
Such a good episode.
It feels good. Curse Wolf says, Adam, eggnog is just spiced milk, man. Yeah, I know. And that's fucking gross. It's like something that you would put in a cup as a prank, and then someone's like, I think it's good, because they were too drunk, and then they just drank it. It's like you put cinnamon in milk, and you're like, yeah, it tastes good, right? C over there in YouTube just gave a shout out to Jada. Scrolling.
Ginseng Joe's never tried eggnog? Oh my god.
You're leading a good life. Vivian says, tonight is the 6th night of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Happy Hanukkah.
Vivian says, I got a Polaroid camera, a nice jacket, a pair of yoga pants, and 2 bags of cookies.
I thought yoga is supposed to be small gifts. I thought you were supposed to get like small things.
Did you say yoga?
Yoga. I mean Hanukkah. I thought Hanukkah is supposed to be small gifts, like socks. I didn't realize you could give someone like jackets. You
give someone whatever you want at any given time. There's no requirement.
I didn't know that. I always assumed that it was like, because there's 8 days, you spread them out into small things for 8 days.
Right.
So, I don't know.
It just depends. I'd like to point out that the stream boss right now, I believe, is Danu Cakes, which means at the end of the show, you get to decide whether or not we shave Robin's head.
Cakes or Dana?
I think she completely missed what I said, so it's
I'm not shaving my fucking head.
DANNUH Cakes, so however you want to say it. That was a joke. Sometimes at the end of the show, whoever the stream boss is gets to decide on a decision that we're struggling with in life, and we're between 2 things for us. So that is something that you might have happen in the future. I don't think we have anything going on today. So, all right. I'm caught up. I don't know if you're caught up.
Let's see.
It's a no. Or maybe.
Ginseng Joe says, I live in the U.S. but never had it. I might try it one day. I wouldn't expect people in Hawaii to. I'm actually from Hawaii. I just really like custard and things like... what is it creme brulee. I love all those
flan.
And flan. I love all those desserts, and this is kind of made with the same stuff. So it's just like drinking that stuff. I don't know, it's really good. Anyway. All right. Is it my turn to read?
It's my turn to read.
Oh.
All right. So I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to mark this so I can take out all the chitter chatter from the break. Cool. Moving on. All right, this next email is from Amanda, and the subject is random shit for the pod. Solid subject. And it starts out like this. Hey, spooky mom. It's fucked up.
I'm sure she was like, hey, when she read it.
Guess no hello for us. Thanks for correcting all the crap I get wrong. You're awesome, and I appreciate you. Oh, that's very sweet of you to bring her out first. And then it says, hey, Adam and Robin. Hey, what's up? Have to be alphabetically correct. Found you guys while searching for scary shit on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify, which was written into the email. So this is going to be long because, to be honest, I don't have the attention span to spread them out over multiple emails. There's a bunch of crap starting from when I was young to this day, in parentheses 33. I think that means they're 33 years old and not 33 days old. It would be very odd if they were writing us an email. It continues.
Wouldn't that be impressive?
It would be very impressive.
So impressive.
We'll try to keep it organized, but I am a mess, LOL. Share whatever you want on the pod. All, none, break it up, done, whatever. Okay, here goes. One of the earliest memories I have regarding anything paranormal is probably around age 8 to 10 in the house I grew up in. No idea of any of the history of the house, mind you. I shared a room with my older sister at the time, and none of this stuff ever happened when she was in the room with me. My bedroom light and TV would always turn on or off. Here's something, I'm stepping out of the email really fast. Here's something I immediately thought of being a younger brother. If this stuff never happened when they were in the room, I feel like they were the ones causing it when they're outside the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were playing a prank, because that's just the sort of stuff my brother would do to me. All right, continuing on. I turned my TV on, something turned it off. I turned my light off to go to sleep, something turned it on. So annoying, right? Right outside of my bedroom to the left was the bathroom. The sink would always turn on, in parentheses, turny faucet, and stay on until I got off the goddamn top bunk and turned it off.
That's weird. That's super creepy.
Yeah.
It's the turning of the faucet that kind of weirds me out, because I've seen way too many horror movies where you actually watch the faucet turn by itself.
Like Ghost. God, that's such a good movie.
What?
You never seen Ghost? I hate you.
I've only ever seen the part where they're hugging.
Oh, yeah. They're sure hugging all right. It's Patrick Swayze dead. And Demi. Aw, that's sad. So, yeah, then they are hugging. I was like, two of the most beautiful people in the 90s hugging. Anyways, one of the things, too, that I think a lot of people like to point out is there are plumbing issues that can happen where things will turn on. I think the idea that plumbing issues can cause things to turn on and off randomly is incorrect, but things do absolutely turn on their own when you have bad plumbing. So, all right, let's keep going.
I had bad plumbing today, and I don't mean my water
That's
pipes.
That's really gross. All right, so this person got off the top bunk and turned off the sink. The toilet would flush like all the fucking time in the middle of the night. That could be a runny toilet, and then the reaction when it gets too full is it flushes itself.
To fix that, for anybody that doesn't know, if you have a running toilet, to fix it,
you catch it.
I fucking hate you.
You gotta chase after that son of a bitch and catch it and tie it up.
You just jiggle the handle a lot. And
it just depends on your toilet, man.
At least for me, my growing up, and even now, when our toilet in here runs, all I do is just jiggle the handle.
When our toilet runs, when the handle jiggling troubleshooting step doesn't work, she's like, toilet's broke. And then I have to take the fucking lid off and go to the back tank and figure out, does it need an extra chain length? Does it need something less? Does it need to be bent? What the hell's going on with it? So,
most of the time, it's a handle jiggle.
It's not an all-in-one solution, but yeah, give it a quick handle jiggle. We're going to keep going with this. I slept with the door closed because I am not a demon, and there would be light knocking. That's terrifying. I always try to remember how many knocks, but my brain's just like, nah, you don't need to know that, sis. Move on. When I was downstairs, I'd hear footsteps walking back and forth in the upstairs hallway. Harmless stuff, mostly just annoying, but so it begins. Around the same age, my lovely recurring dream started. Gist of that is as follows. I'd be walking around a city area, in parentheses, think like outside shopping area, lots of storefronts, cafes, etc. After
like a
walking,
strip mall?
Sure. You're asking me a question about something I'm reading.
Okay.
So, after walking for a while, the sun starts to set. As the sun sets, whoever at that exact time happens to be walking in or out of a door just drops dead. And that happens to be everyone except me. As the sun is nearly finished setting, I see all the people who just died holding hands on the horizon. They are all faceless, but in my dream, I just know it's all the same people. And that's how it ends. Me, a little kid, staring at the faceless horizon by myself. I've been having that dream sporadically from the time I was little to just last year. Holy shit.
That's terrifying.
It's like over 20 years of having the same dream.
That reminds me of that movie we watched. Get Out? Is that what it? No, not Get Out.
I don't know which movie you're referring to, but I don't think that happens in Get Out.
The one where there's clones underground that come up and they all hold hands across the world. Us. That's the one. Yeah. That movie is freaky. That's what this dream reminds me of.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, I don't think there's a dream sequence, but I get what you're saying now. All right, the email continues. The only thing I can remember from that time until about 18 is just seeing a ton of what I would say are shadow people. Just dark people-ish looking things with no features that I would see either out of the corner of my eye or for just a brief second, and then they'd be gone. And a few apparitions, I guess is what they would be called. Not dark, mostly light/white features, quick to disappear. Next little thing was when I was 18 is in my first apartment. So sitting in the living room, facing the dining room, and the kitchen was to the left and behind a dividing wall. I would often see what seemed like a little girl peeking around that dividing wall, and she would pop back behind the wall when I looked at her like she was playing peekaboo. That was the only place in the house that I saw her.
Big nope.
Yeah, big like, I'm moving out.
Yeah, no, that's not normal.
I know it's your first apartment, but ghost children are not typically something that
they don't come
with
the apartment.
Yeah, that's not something that you should be dealing with. Only other thing in this apartment that I remember is a dog spirit. They would walk from the dining room into the master bedroom. Sometimes I'd feel their tail hit my leg like they were next to me, wagging it.
Aww.
It could have been a hellhound. You don't know how many heads that thing had. Same age, had a friend living across the street from me, would often see a horrid-looking old woman standing in her bedroom looking out the window. She'd always have these things falling, in quotes, falling off her living room walls. The worst thing about her place, though, the stairs into the apartment. The absolute fucking dread and panic I felt in that hallway is just, I will never forget that feeling. One time I was sitting on her front porch and the bottom door was propped open for some reason. I heard footsteps behind me coming down the stairs, which I just assumed was her. I was wrong. The footsteps stopped and I felt two hands on my back they shoved me hard.
No.
That's poltergeist shit. A few years later in a townhouse, in parentheses upstairs/downstairs, typical things from my life happened and I'd hear footsteps walking through the upstairs hallway and then come down the stairs, which I was downstairs and home alone.
Whenever we get stories that have just the walking of staircases and it's like it stops in front of you or it stops at the bottom of the stairs and there's no one there, it freaks me out. Because how do you explain footsteps on a staircase, when
there's no one there?
Yeah.
Invisible people. Boom. Explain. Or ghosts or demons. Who knows? Or you're hearing things. I can't explain that is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Moving on. I had another little ghost pet in this apartment. I totally heard that motorcycle outside and I thought it was your stomach. I was like, oh no, do you feel good?
No, I already ate. Okay. I had soup.
Let me go ahead and mark
I had
that.
soup and french fries.
I didn't know there was fucking soup downstairs. All right. A big fat cat who I would feel jump up on my bed and curl up at my feet. I really wish I could have pet that big boy. Also in my bedroom, there was a young boy who would stand in the doorway and stare when I would be laying in bed. I wouldn't see him all the time. I wouldn't see him every day, but it never failed that every time I saw him, he got closer and closer to my bed.
That's some nightmare fuel right there.
When I saw him, I always got this gut feeling that he just needed help, I ended up meditating on my bed and I just sat there with my eyes closed trying to clear my brain.
What if you're sitting there, your eyes closed, you open them, he's closer, and then you're like, gotta get this meditation done.
He's basically a weeping angel that's just taking its sweet ass time.
Or there is a SCP that's like that, where I think I've covered it, where it's this mobile app and you download it on your mobile app and then you see it getting closer, this entity getting closer and closer and closer to you.
I was going to say, how's a mobile app like a boy? But yeah, I remember that one now.
Yeah, it's creepy. Anyway, yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
So they go on. They're meditating on this bed. Door open, lights off. As I was sitting there, I got that gut feeling, and when I opened my eyes, he was standing there a little bit closer than last time. I started talking to him just inside my head. Wouldn't want anyone hearing me to think I'm crazy. Just saying things like, you don't live here anymore. You're on the wrong plane. You need to move on to whatever is after life. Just typical getting the ghost to go away things. I saw him once or twice after that, moving back towards the door further away from my bed.
Good.
And then I didn't see him at all anymore. I don't know if I helped or if he was just ready or whatever, but I'm glad he figured it out either way.
Yeah, it could be a number of different things. I mean, maybe somehow he's just like, I'm moving on, or maybe he's just like, oh, this person doesn't want to help me, I better find someone else to help me.
Or it's like, I can't scare this person, on to the next room.
No thanks. That's terrifying option.
Either way, it just seems like he was done with you or that room, whatever the case may be. The email continues, fun fact, my uncle has the same time and date on his death certificate that I have on my birth certificate. May 18th, 1987 at 1:18 p.m.
Oh my God.
Growing up, I had, in parentheses, so I'm told, a lot of the same mannerisms that he had, and I look pretty similar to him. Not so surprising, I know, considering we were family.
I've watched a lot of scary... This is about me watching way too much TV again, but there's so many horror movies where the spirits of those that have died, whenever a baby's born, enter the baby, and it freaks me out. It's so scary.
Everything you're saying in this email is triggering a fear in Robin.
Oh my God, man.
Pretty solid stuff.
It's just like I've watched way too much where there was like I want to say it was Korean, might have been Chinese, but it was like a baby was born, a criminal died, that spirit entered the baby, and it had like the same scar, like the same birthmark or whatever on its face as the killer did. Because it was the spirit of the killer. Did the kid
wind up being a killer?
It was a baby. You don't know.
Oh, okay. Lame. So, no follow-up on that. I'm going to keep going. What's super cool, though, is that my mom has green eyes and my dad has blue eyes. Typically, there's about a 0% chance they'd have a child with brown eyes. But they did. Me. And as you can probably guess, my uncle was the only other person in my family to have brown eyes. So either we were both adopted or our parents were cheaters, but I prefer to believe that I got them from him on my way in and on his way out of this world. I will say brown is dominant. Blue is recessive, so you do definitely have a larger chance than 0% to wind up with brown eyes, even if you have two parents with different color eyes that are not brown. So it doesn't have to be your parents are cheaters or anything like that. I do like the idea that you inherited your eyes from your uncle, though. It goes on to say, well, my fingers are tired and my brain is broken. There's a metric shit ton more I could tell you about, but these are most of the significant ones to me. Maybe sometime I'll have my kids write into you about the shit that they've seen.
Whoa.
I guess it runs in the family. Thanks, of course, for taking the time to read this, and a super thanks again to Spooky Mom for proofreading it for me. You the best. Keep on creeping on. Love you guys. Bye, Amanda.
Thank you so much for sending in that terrifying email. Lots of horrors.
Robin will have so many nightmares because of it.
Yeah,
but in a good way.
Yeah, that's a lot of things to experience, and I can't believe your kids experienced it too. That's, but that happens a lot where, I guess the psychic or medium abilities, I don't know, are generational. They kind of go through the line of descendants.
Yeah. I don't know if it's medium, mild, sometimes.
No,
like buffalo.
You know what I mean? Oh God,
I know what you meant. As soon as you said that, I was like, "Damn, I want some wings." That's because I'm fat.
I can't stand buffalo. Buffalo.
You can't stand buffalo?
No.
I don't know what the hell the difference is between buffalo and medium and mild.
Well, like buffalo.
I can't believe we're talking about fucking wings all of a sudden.
When people make like buffalo chicken, buffalo dip. You know,
I see what you're saying.
I don't like that flavor. I don't know why. I just don't.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you
so much for sending in that email.
Don't send us buffalo
Lots
sauce.
of stuff. Wow. Wow. You shake the desk so fucking much when you move up, dude. Lots of good stuff in there. And please send us the rest if you would like to share. We definitely want to hear more. So, all right. Let's look over into Stream Chat and see what you folks had to say. I'm always thinking when I see a lot of chat going by during a long email, are they talking about the email? Are they talking about just something else that's completely random?
I think it's something else that's completely random.
I do too. Scroll. I have no YouTube chat at all.
Cool.
So either YouTube fell out for me or no one chitter chatted over there on YouTube during that email.
Jamie says, I love flan, but not eggnog. It's just too raw tasting, and I totally understand that because that's really what it is. It's just like raw custard, raw creme brulee milk stuff.
It just always tasted to me like something that was supposed to be thicker that just didn't set.
Well,
someone's like, it's a drink. Like it's just a drink. You were supposed to eat it with a spoon, but it's a drink now.
Tiny Dancer Nation says, Robin cursing gives me assertive soccer mom vibes. Ginseng Joe says, flan, that stuff's good. I love flan so freaking much. They said, y'all ever have choco flan? It's half flan, half chocolate cake. I don't think I've ever had that, but that sounds really good. Especially because Adam loves chocolate cake.
I do. It's one of my weaknesses. And I don't eat a lot of desserts. You would not be able to tell that by looking at me, but it's true.
Liberum says tres leches is the best.
I agree.
I don't think I've ever had any.
We've gotten some totally from the Mexican store.
You think so?
Oh yeah, 100%. We've gotten tres leches. And we got tamales at the same time because they were like 10 feet apart from each other. While we were waiting for our tamales to be bagged up, we were grabbing desserts from that bakery.
I might not have liked it then because it's not memorable to me.
You also didn't remember that you watched the Bourne movies. You're like, I've never seen these before.
No, I feel like I've only seen the first one.
It's not true at all. Because you were looking for the third one super hard. Like, I can't believe they don't have it on any of these streaming services.
They're all on Hulu now. Because I watched the first one on Hulu, and then the one after that is Supremacy, which they have on Hulu. And then the next one's Legacy.
I don't know. No. Legacy is the one with Hawkeye, with Jeremy Renner.
And then there's one that's just called Jason Bourne.
That's the fourth one. That's like the one where they bring Bourne back. There's 3 with Matt Damon. There's one with Alex Cross, who's a different character played by Jeremy Renner. And then there's one with Jason Bourne where he comes back.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know what the third one is called, if anyone out there wants to help me out. Identity, Supremacy. I don't know.
I don't know either. Let's see.
La 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 la.
ASB Bunny says, I'm the youngest, but my sisters never played pranks on me. They pretty much just ignored me. I'm in the middle.
It's almost worse.
And I feel like my older sister bullied me, and I bullied my younger sister. And then my younger sister grew up, and then she's kind of a bully now.
Wow, that's mean. The bullying continues.
Well, she bullies me back, because, I don't know. That's just how it is.
Let's just move on.
Quanclope says, my dad made cherry vanilla tres leches one time, and it was phenomenal. That sounds really good. I don't know. Emanon says, sorry, I can't agree with you this time. Ghost sucked.
Ghost was awesome.
I've never seen it. I don't know if it sucks or not, but apparently it does. I think it's just too cheesy for some people, maybe.
Have you seen it?
It's like,
it's not really that cheesy.
Isn't it just this cheesy ghost romance?
No. It is a murder mystery.
He
is brutally murdered in the beginning of that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And then it's really fucked up at the end.
What happens in the end?
I
I guess you can't really... Well,
what I remember about the end of that movie is thinking like, okay, so that's what hell is like. And that's sort of my interpretation after I saw it when I think I was like 5 when that movie came out, maybe younger. My mom always insists it's where I read my first word because they write boo on the mirror. And I was like, boo. But I had read a bunch of other fucking words before that. That was just the first time my mom like heard me say one out loud in a movie theater. So.
Ginseng Joe says mocha cake. That sounds delicious. Quanclope says cheesecake. Cheesecake is one of my favorite desserts of all time. I'm Beef Trainer says I prefer to make pumpkin rolls. That sounds really effing good too. La 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 la. Tiny Dancer Nation says, I also got Kayla Ray Reeds to watch Us last week for the first time.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie. I watched that with my aunt, and we had put off watching all of the Jordan Peele movies. Yeah. And she's like, they're really stinking good. You got to watch them. And we watched them, and they're so good. Get Out is probably my favorite.
I don't know.
Them. I really like that one.
I think about Us a lot more than I think about Get Out.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. So.
Us makes my brain work too hard.
Yeah, that's the difference between us. That's what I like at the end of a movie, because I think of things I want to know about that movie and like more about how things happen and how things shook out after the fact.
Yeah,
but I thought it was really good. Has a nice little twist at the end too.
La 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 la. Tiny Dancer Nation says we watched some movie analysis videos on that movie. It was deep.
Which movie?
Us.
I like listening to the director's commentary, which we listen to a bunch of for Us. So Jordan Peele sort of goes over all the things he did and why he has all these different things in the movie. So
and how immensely talented the actors were in it. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and actually run the commercial. Before I do that, I'm just gonna give a quick plug for Manscaped because they actually have our code still running, which is pretty awesome. Also give me 1 second. Let me minimize that. Cool. All right, so we're going to move into the commercial part of the show, which is always, just so much fun. I want to go ahead and say, if you're looking for a last-minute gift, head over to manscaped.com, check out any of the products they have, and if you use code Scaryish, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 20% off and free shipping. It's a nice last-minute gift. It should come in on time. I actually put stuff into the cart and it said that it should get here before Christmas. So
Adam actually used the Weed Whacker today, and he said he really, really, really likes it. It is the nose trimmer.
It is the nose trimmer. So I have the nose trimmer and then the sensitive skin trimmer. And I really like both of them. Like, I was using the nose trimmer, I was like, holy crap, like, this thing really freaking works. And the charger can charge both of them.
And Adam's got a lot of hair.
I do. I'm a hairy boy. So, all right, there you go. Manscaped plug. Please check it out. It's going to run for, I'm not sure how much longer, but hey, it's an extra 10% off of what they're offering on their base discount right now for the holiday season.
20% off and free shipping.
20% off, free shipping, code Scaryish at checkout, all caps. So, all right, let's go ahead and move into the commercial, which will happen for the Twitch folks. If you're watching on YouTube, you do not get the commercial unless you're watching a pre-recorded episode, in which case you do. Right meow.
Do you get to place the commercials wherever you want them to? And the
Yep, manually.
Oh, nice.
Get to do it on my own manually.
I do the merch on my own too.
Cool.
It's a rough job.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is. Isn't. Whatever. I'll wait until we get back from commercial to give some shout outs. What?
I want to touch.
Get away from me. All right. I still have no YouTube chat, so YouTube is just quiet for the evening, apparently.
Ooh.
I feel like we have to watch Ghost after this.
I don't want to.
Why?
I have no desire to watch that movie.
And I'm not watching anything you want to watch ever again.
Fine, I'll just watch them by myself.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.
GTFO.
I just want to watch Korean drama all day anyway.
I know. That's what you fucking do.
Exactly.
Or 50 Shades or Twilight. That's all that's ever on.
It's true.
Like, say something. Say that's not true.
Well, I was watching Letterkenny in bed earlier, so.
That's true.
You want to drop any more truth bombs?
No, I figured you'd read chat since the only chat we have is
I'm
on
waiting
your
for the ad
side.
to be over.
You can still read some chat.
Oh my god.
Like of people saying if they got commercials or not. Stop yelling.
All right.
at
Well,
me.
Emanon says some point this summer we should be able to arrange our Pennsylvania meetup. We aren't going to go anywhere for the foreseeable future.
Yes, we have far too many people who are immunocompromised in our bubble.
Yes,
and we cannot risk them.
I've had too much family get it, and I'm just in a mood where I don't want to.
Yeah. On top of that, I've had some family pass away, so I'm also in the mood where it's like, yeah, better safe than sorry. You have an eyelash on your cheek. It's underneath your glasses, so I was going to get it for you and be romantic. But yeah, you took care of it.
Yeah, and like my coworkers are getting it. I'm just like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to move. I'm good. Maybe in a year from now.
We'll see how things go with the vaccine distribution and all
Yeah.
that fun stuff, and we'll just take it as it comes. So
Yeah. That's what she said.
Wow.
All right. What?
that's what she said, everything.
All right.
It's funny because I was doing that on Sunday, and then my mom came to the table, and I was like, cool, I can stop doing it because I can trust that my mom, who is like 30 years older than me, will take up the mantle of the that's what she said when I walk away. So it's always a good feeling.
Scroll, people bow.
Okay, so shout out to Tiny Dancer Nation who resubscribed for the 3rd month.
Nice.
We appreciate that. Also,
you
shout out to Emanon for gifting a sub to Bob the Builder 1977.
Nice. Thank you so much.
That was loud.
Sorry, that's my ring hitting the table. I was wondering, it says flan is the eggnog of desserts. Oh, you know what? One of my favorite desserts are the egg tarts you get at the dim sum restaurant. Hell yeah.
I can confirm. When we go to dim sum,
man.
she's always like, we
It's like
need
one
to
of my
get
first
those.
things that I order too sometimes if I'm by myself. If I were with friends, I can't order it first because I feel ashamed. But if I'm with my family, I'm like, Mom, grab that right now. All right. The Bourne Ultimatum is what That's the third one.
They're alphabetical order, ISU.
OMG.
Wow. Yeah, that too.
I'm sorry, I just had to. Okay. Scroll. Getting a little bit tipsy. Yay.
Robin's vamping is always just making random sounds out of her mouth, but it's like really amplified thanks to this eggnog.
You know what's a fun game to play if you guys have VR is Beat Saber.
It's true.
Beat Saber is incredibly fun. I just saw someone use the word beats. That beats.
So rather than actually read what you're saying, she's just decided to take that one word and talk about something else.
I just downloaded like the BTS music pack for that game, and that is hard. It is really hard, and it is a workout. After just trying to beat one song in multiple attempts for this one song, I had to sit down on the floor because I was just breathing so hard.
It's an intense song, too.
Oh, man. It's real difficult.
It would be a lot easier if we weren't using PSVR, if we were using like an Oculus Quest, because they're wireless and you're like far less tethered and you can move around a whole lot more. But still, yeah, we have the PSVR and we enjoy it. I've had it for like 2 or 3 years now, right? We've had it for a while. So
more than that.
Yeah, it's a
like
fun time.
Almost 4 years. Let's see. Kayla Ray Reed says, let's watch Twilight as a group. Hell yeah. 911 Girl says, I'll watch with you. Hell yeah.
Pass, dog.
I love Twilight. I just watch it all the time. I can't help it.
It's true.
Let's see.
You can't help it. It's always on the TV.
Eminon says they love Beat Saber. That game is just so fun, and it's a good workout because I don't like going outside. So it's like perfect for getting that cardio in. I guess, because you have to like bend down and like lean under stuff and
always swing your arms.
Always moving your arms. It's pretty fun. I love
Another fun one is Dead Hunger. If you have a VR headset, check out Dead Hunger. You have to feed a bunch of hungry zombies so that they don't murder you. But once you've fed them all the way down where their like health bar is dropped all the way, they turn back into a human. So, and the boss battles are insanely hard.
Eminon says, not gonna lie, you guys are kind of boring whenever you think that the commercials are playing. Well, yeah, because we're normal people. We just kind of sit here. When commercials are playing, there's nothing for us to do.
We don't want to leave anyone out.
Yeah, we don't want to leave anyone out because the people that do get commercials are going to miss out on stuff. And so we're like, But I don't know if, is there an app where the commercials will play in the corner, but they'll still have the, okay.
No, I don't think there is.
Okay, cool.
If there is, I've never seen it. I don't know what app that would be aside from the Twitch app. And when I watch on the Twitch app, I still just get the ads, so.
All right, so I'm going to get into my next story of the episode. All right. So this next email is subjected. Greeting from Poland.
Just take that from the top. Is subjected.
It's the subject. It's titled, okay. This next email's subject is Greeting from Poland. Hello, from the U.S. Hi, Robin, Adam, and Spooky Mom. Hello.
Hello again.
And Spooky Mom downstairs goes, hello.
Hello.
That is not her voice.
That's exactly how she sounds.
Oh, who's that DBZ character that sounds like that?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Someone will say it. Someone will say the character. I already know. Okay. Anyway, my name is Katarzyna. I don't know if that's right, but you can call me Kate, and I am from Poland. Recently, I've started listening to your podcast because I like spooky stories, and also because my English teacher made me listen to podcasts. That's pretty cool. If my teacher could be like, go listen to podcasts, that'd be so sweet.
That would be nice.
I'm very happy to have found you. I started writing the story when Adam was looking for a job, but here I am right after episode 92. Man, 92. That was when you got...
Like 60 ago.
Okay, that's when you first started this new job?
Oh, no. Not.
Okay. Yes, I'm not very good with timing in emails, especially in English. This podcast is kind of therapeutic for me. We're often afraid that no one will believe our stories, even if we do not fully believe them ourselves. I've always liked to be a little bit scared, you know? I watched Friday the 13th when I was way too young, when my parents were sleeping. That's hilarious. I like storms and creepy stories, etc. But I have a big imagination, so I always was afraid that I would see something eventually. My story starts with something you've said a few times. I had a bad period in my then teenage life. There wasn't anything specific going on, but as you would have said, I was kind of vulnerable. I was in high school, so it was about 15 years ago. I'm 31 now. It started with things in my imagination, like my mind was showing me movies. I was arguing with my friend in my mind. It felt weird and surprising. Now, I believe I wanted to push away people around me, but then I've started to see, in my mind, more violent stuff. Like a woman hanged by the hands and a man standing behind her cutting her skin. That's so terrifying.
That is very terrifying.
Or once, I thought I saw the face of the devil. I know. I didn't know if my brain was broken or my imagination was just way too big. I wasn't sure why my mind was doing this to me. It wasn't dreams. I wasn't asleep. It could have happened even in the daylight. Late one evening, it was about 1 a.m., I was going home from some meeting with friends. I had quite a long, straight way home. It was, in the beginning of this road, I'd started to see blood on windows I was passing by. It creeped me out. Then I reached the abandoned...
These seem like hallucinations.
Yes.
Like, this is something that needs to be addressed by a doctor.
Then I reached the abandoned old cemetery. I was never afraid of this place, even if I heard some spooky stories in my primary school when we were there to do some tidying up. I don't know why 12-year-old children were taken to clean the cemetery and to put some candles. I think that happens actually a lot, where they take Boy Scout troops and things like that to go clean up these cemeteries. I think it's really interesting, and I do wonder why people do that.
Clean public works, you mean? Like to go to clean up public places?
No, go to cemeteries and clean up cemeteries and maybe fix up the headstones or put markers down where there are no markers.
It's just a show of respect. Like if someone doesn't, if like it's not attended to, then you want to have someone do it.
That's the thing. Why take your children? Why take groups of little children?
To build character, obviously.
For me, it was just a little bit scary because the cemetery was overgrown with trees and bushes, so it was usually very dark. But at the same time, it was my usual day-by-day way to the city center, school, etc. When I was walking by the cemetery, I saw people coming out of it. I knew right away that they weren't alive. It was quite a long time ago, so I don't remember all the details. I was sure I saw them, but at the same time, I was also sure that they weren't there. I sped up right away and started humming my favorite song to calm myself down. I don't know why, but I was afraid to start running. I just walked very fast without turning around. I remember that I only started to calm down when I sat down on my bed with a cold sweat. I feel like if I saw something like that, I wouldn't want them to know that I could see them.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like Odd Thomas. If you've never seen Odd Thomas, it is such a good movie. I think it was a book first. But it's a really good movie, and you just don't want those... You don't want them to know that they're there, because then they're going to be like...
Hey, can you see me?
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
It's a sad movie, and it also is sad because the actor who played Odd Thomas passed away. Very young.
Yeah. But that I could totally see how you were like, I'm just not going to run, because then they're going to be like, she can see us, and that's why she's running. I totally get why you did what you did. The next day, I saw for the first time that the gate to the cemetery was open. Most of my life, I remember it was always closed, but of course I never checked it for sure, so maybe that's a coincidence. For a long time, I wasn't able to dare even talk about it like everyone else. I was afraid that no one would believe me or they would think that I was crazy. It was a strange feeling that I knew they weren't physically there, but at the same time, I could see them. I finally dared to write about it to my friend, who in response told me that his friend once told him that he had seen them too. I want to think that my teenage brain projected this, and I hope I will never have to think of this again. Who knows? Maybe, I mean, with hormones and stuff like that, you never know. That lots of weird things happen within the human body that you just can't make heads or tails of, and it just is confusing.
I think that's why in a lot of cases when stuff like that happens, especially since there was a lot of things leading up to the incident or the event, if you want to call it that, that was also things that just seemed to be originally it was like you were dreaming when you were awake, and then it started to overlap with like the waking world into what seemed to be hallucinations, especially the blood on the windows thing to me. I don't know why that one sticks out in my mind in particular. And then when you move further away from that, it's like maybe you should tell someone who's like a medical doctor who can give you advice. But if they come back and they say like there's nothing wrong with you, then it's a bit different, So it's something where you have to sort of pick who you're going to confide in. I think a lot of people in a lot of cases choose not to confide in medical doctors.
Yeah, sounds
because
like
they're just afraid that they're going to get called crazy.
Sounds like they don't experience those things anymore.
Right.
And it was just like high school, maybe just hormonal transitional times. Who knows? All right. Another story I had was very weird. I don't know if you've heard something like this before, but I still have 50 episodes of Scaryish ahead of me. One night I woke up, but not completely. I was aware that I'm not sleeping anymore, but I didn't know where I was. My room was pitch black. I got up from bed, but I was very confused about what was going on. I couldn't see a thing, but I'm not sure if I had my eyes open. I was very scared. I remember I tried to walk, but I felt soil under my feet, so it confused me even more. After a while, I found my bed, but I wasn't sure if it was my bed anymore. I sat for a while to calm myself down. I remember that I've started to have some flashes of awareness where I am, and in one of those flashes, I ran to my light switch. Suddenly, I woke up completely, and I recognized my room. Jesus. The weird soil under my feet was from an overturned plant. That was a time I was quite interested in weird stuff, like an out-of-body experience. I was reading about it sometimes, but after all that happened to me, I closed my mind. I have a huge imagination, and sometimes I have a fear that I will see something spooky, but I hope I never will. P.S. Unfortunately, I don't have any Owen babies, but I hope that'll change one day. And then they give their Instagram, Facebook stuff. Since Robin said that she likes to watch other people's art 2 years ago, I still like watching other people's art and stuff like that, so... PS2, which is
PPS.
Is it PPS?
Postscript.
Okay. It's weird sometimes because I would like to respond sometimes to what you talk about, but it was 2 years ago, so I give up. It is kind of sad, but at the same time, I'm very happy that I still have so much to listen to. Take care, Kate. Even from episodes like 2 years ago, people still bring stuff up and they still like post it to the Facebook group or whatever. And there's a Discord. You can always bring it up in the Discord, because I think when it comes to cryptids and ghosts and legends and true crime, things like that, it's always relevant.
Right.
Even if it's a topic that we covered years ago, it's still like people are still into Mothman, you know, people are still into stuff like the Jersey Devil or Dahmer or...
I always want to hear too, like what new listeners think of stuff that we've already done.
Oh gosh. And it's so funny because we have so many people that are new to the podcast that are like, it's so different because baby us and now us is like 3
I like
years
you call
ago.
it baby us, and I was like still 32.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm always interested to hear what folks have to say. If it's something like super specific that's like a one-off joke I made, I might have to go back and re-listen to the episode to be like, oh yeah, I do remember that boner joke. Sorry, I forgot. But in a lot of cases, we typically remember the situations we've talked about or the topics. And when you mention them, it sort of like sparks the memory in us, and we might check back in on it, stuff like that.
I might not remember every single detail about topics or names of topics.
Or like names of actors, or like what you had for dinner the other day,
whatever.
Stuff like that.
I'm horrible. I have a really bad memory, and I get that from my mom. But if you bring it up and you say like, hey, oh, it's this creature, I'll be like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Like if you brought up like, yo, remember the one about the dolphin man? I'm like, oh yeah, I totally know what you're talking about.
I totally understand what you're saying.
God, I hate you. But yeah, so feel free to communicate with us through the Discord or through Facebook or Instagram or whatever feels comfortable for you.
Indeed. Thank you so much for sending in your stories. All right, let's check out Stream Chat, see what you folks had to say. I didn't have much by way of YouTube. I see Vivian said, I just got a sweater that makes me look like Lord Farquaad, and honestly, I'm here for it. That sounds exciting. And Matthias over there in YouTube says, hola, Wego. Hola. Thank you for joining us.
I redeemed a drink.
Wow. Fun stuff. I don't think we have any extra notifications from the last time we did, so all that's left is Twitch chat. So that's all you.
Nice. Well, you can help me read too. Because that'd be great.
Good stuff. All right, I saw ASB Bunny stepped out because they had to take their kittens to the vet. They said they'll catch us later if we're still live when they get back.
Oh,
maybe
Girl
so.
Panic also
maybe not.
redeemed one. Hold on.
All right. No, that's a high five.
Oh, it's a high five. Oh, thank God.
Get drunk. She's like, oh no, and she's instantly pouring more fucking eggnog and then eventually rum into her cup. All right, I guess I'll keep scrolling up and see what's in the Twitch chat. Okay, I see We Love Beat Saber. And Beatrice says, I think I'm going to add a dessert section. I think this is the cookbook.
Yeah,
there are a few that I found. Yep, there are a few that I found that can be made from scratch and are fairly quick and cheap. Girl Panic just redeemed a drink. Emanon just redeemed a drink, so good thing you're making a new one.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Glitch says, my TV and internet was broken the day y'all watched Twilight. That's fucking funny. I'm just going to say I'm not going to watch it. 911 Girl says, I think it's still funny to me that Eli loves Twilight.
Eli's my brother-in-law. And
it's just nuts.
It's just crazy. Because we watched it all together, and he was like, this isn't that bad. I don't understand.
It's awful.
Shit's a bomb.
Ginseng Joe says, I can't believe there are people out there that don't like Ghosts but do like Twilight. It's just nuts to me. Ginseng Joe says, y'all got to announce that Twilight sesh. I'm open to new stuff. Emanon says, now I understand all that when the commercial started. You guys just kind of sat there for a few minutes. That is untrue. We actually have a 60-second timer, so it would have been 1 minute at most, and we definitely chatted amongst ourselves during that time. Glitch said nogged, which I think is a pretty good hashtag to use for Robin right now. She seems pretty nogged. Scrolling. Laura Ann says, I'll pass on the Twilight viewing, but if there's Y and then I don't see anything else after that, so I'm sure it comes a little bit later. Kayla Ray says, I put the stream on the TV with YouTube, and then I have Twitch running on silent on my phone so I can be in the chat. That's really smart.
Sorry, that was a bad decision because I didn't have all that extra eggnog that's not with booze in it.
So now it's like super, super boozy?
Oh, yeah.
So you already took one of your drinks, I'm guessing. Cheers to your last drink, and I have 2. That's one for me. Jangmi says, I had a physics teacher that used to be a radio host or something that would make podcasts to go with our homework. That is absolutely awesome. IMB Trainer says to Jangmi, that would be super helpful with physics.
Physics.
Girl Panic says, does it say keep on creeping on in the picture frame in the back?
Yes.
Sure does.
So our spooky friend, the Snarked, actually went to a Renaissance fair last year. And
did you just pronounce it like Ted Mosby?
Yeah.
A Renaissance fair.
Yeah, so they went to a I'm like Renaissance. They went
Renaissance.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like Renaissance fair sounds so fancy. But they went to one last year, and there was an artist there that was doing these writing piece things, and they had this one commissioned. And it's so cute, and I love it. It has like a little spider web on there and everything. Keep on creeping on. We love getting art. I love getting like spooky art. Our sister, well, my sister, knows who my favorite artist is, and she went to Comic-Con and got one of the, I think it was like Jason Voorhees or something, pieces that she did and had her sign it.
It's like a bumblebee that has a Jason Voorhees mask on it. It's pretty awesome. We had it on the desk for a long time, actually.
Yeah, and so I love getting art. We have some posters that we have to put up in this office somewhere. Like
it's hard. We're running out of real estate.
Glitch got you that one.
Vigo.
Yeah, Vigo the Carpathian. And then I have the poster from X-Files from Glitch that
I check
says I
every
want to
week
believe.
when I'm setting up the office to make sure Vigo is safe and sound in the closet he is stored in.
Yeah, I really want to put those posters up. There's not a lot of real estate in here when it comes to hanging things on the walls. I mean,
I could probably fit Vigo right there.
Right, yeah, but there's
no white space left.
Yeah, well, you could put it closer to other things closer to the ceiling. This room is like 10 by 10.
It's a very small room.
It's a very small. So there's not a lot of space, but we love getting art, and we've gotten people have sent us art and stuff like that. And I keep the cards, so people will send us greeting cards or cards with messages written in them. We've gotten Christmas cards already this year, which is great. And we keep all of those, which is really cute. And hopefully one day, 10 years down the line, if we're still doing Scaryish, I can be like, look at these cards from when we were little baby podcasters.
I daydreamed all day about having a TV show or an actual show that we could go out and do stuff and having a budget and all that stuff. And then I had to like bring myself back and work on my actual job every time I let myself run too far with that daydream. Quan Globe says, it gets so quiet when y'all drink. Yeah, I can totally see that.
I can totally see that because really I'm just kind of trying to fucking chug.
Kayla Ray says, are we trying to get Robin smashed on a Tuesday? Perfect. And Emanon says, yes. Haha.
I don't think there's any drinks left to redeem, so. And
What's in here says, has anyone else here had a panic attack? It's true what they say. Your palms get sweaty, knees weak, and arms heavy. Vomit appears on your sweater, and it looks suspiciously like mom's spaghetti. I think that's funnier if I hadn't actually had a panic attack this year.
Adam has had a panic attack, and it was bad. Like, paramedics showed up bad, so.
I mean, it wasn't, like, bad. It was just a standard panic attack where you have all the symptoms of a heart attack, but you're not having a heart attack, so. It's pretty awful. I will say my palms never got sweaty. My knees, I guess, did get weak. My arms didn't get heavy. So I don't think it's actually true.
There was vomit on his shirt already.
I hate you so much. I actually had someone post something, and they sent it to me, that showed the difference between a panic attack and an anxiety attack. And like everything that was listed in the panic attack were all the things that actually did happen to me. So I was like, this is actually really like helpful to see because they are very different in what they are. And panic attacks are just like, they appear out of nowhere and they basically have no trigger. So when people tell you like, oh, you're too stressed, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty bullshit basic way to say like, we don't know what caused it, you know, but at the same time, hey, at least you're okay.
Anxiety attacks and panic attacks are real things that people experience. And I think if there's someone out there who's like, those aren't real, like, no, they're real, man.
I'm What's Your Nerd says, honestly, though, I started having panic attacks and they suck. Ralph over there on YouTube says, have you guys seen the documentary about the Twilight Con? It looks amazing. I have not.
I would go. I would totally go to a Twilight Con. I don't know who I would dress up as, though. I'd have to be Bella and then meet some cosplayers that are like Edward and Jacob.
And then I will beat the shit out of them. Ginseng Joe says, I get nervous, but on the surface I seem calm and ready to drop bombs, but my memory keeps on forgetting. I think these are song lyrics. I'm not sure.
Glitch says, what word was that? It's Renaissance.
It's Renaissance. She pronounces it like a douche. Because that's what
like
Ted Mosby would say. Also, he says encyclopedia instead of encyclopedia. Which is funny because the actor that plays Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother, they worked that stuff into the script because that's how he was generally in life, was just sort of like pretentious when it comes to pronunciations. So they're like, we'll just put it into the script and we'll have all the friends make fun of him for him doing it.
All right.
Ginseng Joe says, on a serious note, though, I don't think I've ever had one. I hear so many friends experience them and it makes me sad. You'd know if you had it. It wouldn't be something where you're like, well, was it that one time I was really stressed? No, it's like, it's that one time you legitimately thought you were dying, like you were about to die. The way Robin says Renaissance sounds like a gourmet French sauce. That's so funny.
Kayla Reed says, my dad used to get panic attacks, and because of his COPD, we had to call 911. They're scary, and I get panic attacks sometimes. I think they are scary. Like, Adam was genuinely scared. Like, he was just like, you need to call 911.
I was like, hey, like, my heart rate's like 180 right now. Like, and my left arm is starting to go numb, and it has, like, pain shooting through it, and it has for, like, the last 60 seconds. And I'm super lightheaded, and when I tried to stand up, I almost fell over. So I was like, yeah, you should probably call someone. And that was the first time. And the second time I had one, I was like, it's probably a panic attack, but in case it is a heart attack, I guess we should fucking call. And that was much worse than the first one for me because everyone just kind of rolled their eyes at me that time. So I was like, this makes me feel even worse. Like, next time I think I'll just suffer in silence.
911 girl says, Robin, I'd have to be someone from La Push, baby. La Push.
I don't know what that means.
It's, oh my god, it's a line from Twilight, okay? But La Push is the reservation, like the reservation that Jacob's from. That's where the vampires aren't allowed to go.
Okay.
You know. Anyway.
Ralph says, I'll send you the link to the documentary. It's a YouTube documentary. It will almost certainly be watched immediately.
Kayla Ray Reed says, you named my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster. Because they call Renesmee Nessie. Oh, man. Yo. Look.
I have Nessie on my shirt right now.
All my Twilight peeps out there. Oh, yeah. No, she said she had to because of your Nessie shirt.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, I could talk about Twilight forever. Man. Love Twilight. Okay. Mwah. Your turn to read.
Trash.
It's like trash movie, trash television, trash books, but you're like, I know every word from this stupid movie. And it's just, man, I love watching it. Yep. Yeah.
Hard pass. All right, I will mark it and move on to the final email. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read the final email. This one's from Audra, and its subject is Roulette Wheel from Hell, can read on the pod. Pretty solid subject. Starts out like this. Hi, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Audra, and I started listening to the podcast on Spotify after Jessica Braun recommended you.
Nice.
Shout out to Jessica Braun. If any of our people go over to Jessica Braun and they're like, I started watching your stuff because you were recommended to me by Robin and Adam, that would be wonderful because I feel like we have been the beneficiary, the recipient of all these new wonderful listeners because of her, and it would be awesome if like we were paid the favor in any small way. The email continues, you guys keep me entertained and sometimes a little spooked while I'm at work. In parentheses, I work nights as a custodian. Interesting.
That's scary.
My story takes place in the long, long ago age of the 90s.
Oh, no. Okay.
I grew up in a conservative Catholic family with my two younger brothers. We had a handheld roulette wheel that was purchased from a flea market. We used it for fun, winning pennies from each other. One night at bedtime, my brothers decided to be really stupid and told the roulette wheel, land on red if the devil is here. So basically, you turned a roulette wheel into a Ouija board. They pulled the handle, and guess where it landed? Fucking red. They were scared out of their minds. They were probably 6 and 8 at the time, and I was 10. They threw the roulette wheel out of the room. My parents had no idea what happened because we would have gotten our asses beat if they knew what my brother just did, so we all went to bed. Now, we grew up in a single wide trailer with 3 bedrooms. My bedroom was on my bedroom was on the left, then my brother's room they shared, and my parents' room was at the end of the trailer. The windows were all ground floor windows. Just a little background for the next scene. Sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up to screaming coming from my brother's room. I quickly ran to the room while my parents came from the opposite end. My dad had a baseball bat and burst into the bedroom ready to knock out the intruder he assumed had broken into the window. Upon seeing no one, the boys had to explain what caused them to scream. They swear they were woken up by the sound of chanting monks coming from their closet. They also confessed about the roulette wheel landing on red. Needless to say, the roulette wheel was destroyed and my brothers and I slept in our parents' bedroom on the floor for a week. We were way too scared to sleep alone in our rooms. Eventually, we slept in my bedroom. They finally made the brave attempt at sleeping in my brother's room. No noises were ever heard again, and no roulette wheels were ever allowed in our house again. Thank you for your time. Keep up the awesome work, Audra.
Thank you so much. I think it's funny that such an innocuous item as a roulette wheel is what's just like, nope, get that out of here.
I think anything that could land on something randomly, like a game of chance, could be used in this particular fashion. You could use a game of Simon. Like, Simon, light up red if the devil's here.
Isn't there a scary movie that's used that before?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know, but because they have those new light up Simon Says things, right? Where it's like the 4 colors and you have to...
I mean, I don't know if they're new. They've had them since I was a kid. So
okay, maybe not so new.
They're pretty awesome. I'm just saying that anything that has like some sort of random like lighting object to it or something that has like way it lands. Like you could even do it with the Game of Life, like Game of Life, if the devil's here, land on 6, and then you spin it. So it's just anything that has an element of chance where the odds of something happening are fairly low.
What about Connect 4?
Sure, Connect 4. If you just toss it in the air, like, yeah, if the devil's here, Connect 4. I don't know. I'm sure I could think of a scenario, but you're tossing a lot of shit at the wall right now. So thank you so much for sending that in. That's super funny, though, that you all had to sleep in your parents' bedroom. I definitely slept in my parents' bedroom when I was little, when I got super scared, too. I don't think I ever, like, enticed the demons. I certainly never heard chanting coming from my bedroom, so I'm pretty happy about that. But if you have any other stories, we definitely want to hear them, so send them in. All right, let's see what Stream Chat had to say for that one, and then I'm going to start up Marbles on stream.
Let's see. I saw Emnon say something earlier. I gotta scroll back. Was it Emnon? Maybe not. Nope, maybe it wasn't. Hold on, now I gotta scroll through and read everything.
Vivian says, I don't think I've ever had a panic attack, but I do get kind of hysterical once while crying, and I felt like I couldn't breathe for 30 minutes. That sounds awful. I've actually seen that happen to people. They start hyperventilating because someone in their family passed away when they heard about it, and it was just a terrible thing to witness. But yeah, that's everything I have from YouTube, so I'll let Robin handle the Twitch stuff while I get Marbles set up.
I Almost Dinner says, I can just see Adam at a Twilight Con just turning into a rage bomb and running through the crowd throwing punches. Adam knows so many lines from Twilight.
The saddest thing about going to a Twilight Con is how much I wouldn't be an outsider.
Because he knows so much. He knows so much.
I start correcting inaccuracies, and then I just want to leave and cry. It's like, how have I let this happen to myself?
I Almost Dinner says, off topic, but Robin, what do you think of the title Duchess of Darkness, since Adam is the Duke of Spook? So, I watch a YouTube channel called Royalty Soaps, and the main person who runs the channel is the Duchess of Suds, and her brother that she works with is called the Duchess of Soaps, Duchess of he's the Duke of Suds, I think, and she's the Duchess of Soaps, something like that. But I want to steer away from myself being called a duchess. I've kind of leaned into the Robin Graves side of things. I think that's my Snapchat right now, is Robin Graves. But there
you go, folks. Keep workshopping names. She'll let you know when you hit
when you hit the hail on the Ned.
Wow.
That'll be it.
The hail on the Ned. That sounds like it's something from Try Guys.
It's a line from 50 Shades.
Okay, I can't get this thing to work, so I'm just gonna sit right there.
Babe. Vibe.
Don't even. I want to hear it
Vibe.
right now. All right, let's get marbles running.
Glitch says, my music teacher says I have what is called stupid fingers. See, 911 girl knew what I was talking about. She's like, 50 Shades. Yes. You and me. Same waves. I love that episode of Futurama where Fry switches his hands or trades his hands with the devil's hands so he could play the violin, right?
I haven't seen that one in forever, so I remember them dueling the devil with a golden fiddle at the end of the episode. I'm not sure if it's the same episode, though. I clicked that. There it goes. All right. Gonna go ahead and get this up on the screen. Type in exclamation point vote, then a space, then the number that corresponds with whichever track you would like to race for our first race of the evening, and I'll let that start scrolling.
I'm Western Nurse says, with how much Robin laughs, maybe we should call her Lady Chuckles. Oh God, no.
That sounds awful.
That sounds like a horrible, horrible name. Vote 12. I'm just gonna type in whatever number comes to my mind. Let's see. Laura Ann says, I'm almost ashamed that I understood the 50 Shades reference. Don't be ashamed.
It's an appropriate reaction. I'm just saying. Okay. It's just like super quick vent. I've seen all 350 Shades more times than I care to count. And it's just the most boring sex in the entire fucking thing.
But Adam, anytime I watch the first one, Adam's like, this isn't even the best one. Why are you watching the worst one?
Why are you watching one? Start with 2. Everyone knows you start with 2. Skip 1. 1 sucks.
Oh, man. I'm Beef Trainer says, I can't type while looking at the keyboard if I'm on the computer. I took typing classes and learned how to actually type. It's kind of weird. When I was in elementary school, they had us go through typing classes.
Same Z's.
So I can like type without looking at the keyboard.
We had to put like Walmart plastic bags over our
Shut
hands
up.
so we couldn't see.
That's too much.
And we hated it, and we used to talk all this shit like, as soon as we're done with this, we're just gonna look and use the one finger, because we were all really fast using the one finger method, and it was like 4th grade, you know. By the time we got to 6th grade, none of us looked. We all did what we were supposed to, and we were so damn fast. All the typing classes we had in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, we'd finish the curriculum in like 3 months, and we just watched movies. And it was because we had such a patient elementary school teacher who was just like, yeah, whatever, assholes, do what I say, and you can play Oregon Trail on Fridays.
Oregon?
Oregon Trail.
That's how you say Oregon?
Yep. There you go. Oregon Trail.
Holy shit. We had games where it was like, if you type the words fast enough, it'll blow up asteroids. So you wanted to type all these words as fast as possible, because there was a bunch of mini games. There were so many mini games that when you typed out words, they would do different things. So say there was a game that was like, what is that one with all the aliens that come down?
Space Invaders?
Space Invaders. But like, in order to defend against them, you had to type the words that were falling. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, there were so many fun games like that. There was ones where you shot asteroids. There was that one.
So it's going to be Scared Straight. Average time to race Scared Straight is 2 minutes. The record time is 1:14. For us, it's 1:54 on average. We're faster than everyone else. However, record time is only 1:38. Let's get in there. Personally, we just had something where you had to like go from building to building to building and pass all the lessons. And we finished them really fast. I'm What's Your Name says, I had one where the faster you type, the better your character was at basketball. I remember that one. Oh, man. Exclamation point play.
Oh, those were so fun. I would freaking play the crap out of those games, and I'm 31. I'm 31.
Say, there is a typing game in this game I've played recently that reminded me of those elementary school games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're still...
So, like, boost up your, like, intelligence. They have games that are like that. So it's fun. All right, so okay. Exclamation point play. Here's the deal, because I know we do have people that are new. So with this, if you type in exclamation point play, you will have a marble on the stream that has your name attached to it. I'm pointing as if you can see off screen. If that marble gets down this track, and you don't have to do anything, it's just gravity takes over and then it just goes. But if you win the race, you're going to get a piece of free merch from us. We're going to mail it to you, which is typically a sticker. I think it's going to be a sticker. That you can get from Robin's Etsy shop. So make sure you type in exclamation point play to get your chance to win. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, which will give us 60 seconds from right meow before the race starts. So who was it that was new?
Dana Cakes. Dana Cakes.
Has Dana joined? Dana has
nope.
not. So Dana, type in exclamation point play, as everyone else has done at this point, and you'll get yourself a chance to win some free merchandise from us. And we end every story time like this because sometimes we end story times on a really intense story or a really sad story. We wanted to sort of bring it down a notch and return everyone into the world a little bit more calm than if we were just like, and that's how the devil came back to the earth, and then we send them back out.
And maybe you just don't want to leave the episode just talking about 50 Shades.
Yeah, because it's just like that always works its way into these fucking episodes. You leave your jeans on during missionary sex. Oh, fuck you, dude.
Adam just hates how boring it is.
It's so lame. The only scene that was worthwhile was the bar that he used in the second movie. I was like, all right, I like that. I was like, this isn't that bad of a Valentine's Day.
If you're out there and you're a minor, we're sorry.
Let's look at the track. All right, the track looks pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure we've actually raced this one multiple times. You can see that ball that says Lucy that has like the light blue. That's the record-setting pace that was done previously. Robin is ahead of that.
Woo!
And she has gone to hell.
No.
Along with Girl Panic has dove off the side. It does look like 911 Girl is in the lead, along with I'm What's for Dinner, who just took over the lead. And we will just... Oh, Cursed Wolf also fell off. We'll pace the leaders and sort of try and keep track as people start to be eliminated.
Kayla Ray Reed says there was an episode of Mabim Bam where they just talked about 50 Shades for almost the whole episode or something like that. One of my
favorite shows... My favorite podcast is called the
Flophouse.
And they review, but they don't review, they just sort of watch bad movies. Okay, Laura Ann has fallen off as well. And their reviews for 50 Shades, and they do all of them, 1, 2, and 3, are so fucking funny. It's so hard to watch, to listen to that show while I'm driving and not crash my car. Okay, so Dana and 911 Girl have both fallen off. You will have to wait for the next race for another chance to win. And we're going to just keep watching to see who gets out first. Kayla Ray Reed is just ahead of Lucy's record-setting pace, along with David, who's
Kayla
right
Ray
behind.
Reed says, my picture, because it was the...
I saw. Let's see if we can get Kayla Ray Reed in the lead again. There we go. It looks like David is in the lead, and I'm What's for Dinner just fell off. David will not be beating Lucy's... Oh, maybe they will. Yep, David just took the record. Congratulations, David, on winning the first race. We'll see who winds up coming in second and third, and... so on. 7 marbles actually fell off out of the 19, which is a lot. There's a lot of people who have been eliminated. Kayla Ray Reeds comes in second. And Chunkster is going to take third in the last second, takes the spot from Liberum. And there we go. We're just going to let everyone else trickle in. I actually finished in the top 10. Hooray. Quanclope says, at least I survived.
Oh, gosh.
Jangmi.
Oh, man.
Wow. Somehow stayed on the board and is going to finish 9th. Congratulations. Quanclopes and Ginseng Joe are racing to see who's going to be last place, and it's Quanclopes, but you're not really last, because actually Faison's way fucking back there, and there are 7 people who fell off.
I was the first one, so just saying.
You were. You guys are all posers. Robin lost way before anyone else, before it was cool. That blue wave of death, as you can see, is approaching, and if it touches actually Faison's marble... they are eliminated.
Did you know that I had to tell Adam what a, what are those hats called now? Toque. I had to tell Adam what a toque was.
That is not true. She asked me if I knew what it was, and I said, I just learned from RimWorld, because I had to make them for my people, because they all wanted toques.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to figure out how to spell toque, because I was like...
T-O-Q-U-E?
Yeah, it's a weird spelling for me, at least, because I was like, T-O-O-K... Nope, that's not right. Because I wanted to buy one. They're cute.
All right, David has 7 points on the season. Kayla Ray goes up to 5. Bob is at 3, and we can see the rest of these play out. Looks like David is tied with I'm What's for Dinner with 7 points total. And lots of stuff. Justin McElroy talking about the Dom jeans was hilarious. It's just so fucking dumb. All right, let's jump back in and vote for our next track. The fudge is a toque. A toque is like a hat. Yeah, it's almost like a beanie.
It's a beanie, and you can get them in different styles. I like the ones that have the little fluffy ball on the top. I just think they're adorable.
Beef Time Beatran says, yay! I want a single point for finishing that race.
It's funny. Oh, yeah, we got to vote on a track now.
My eyelids are twitching.
Vote. Yeah. All right. Man. What do I want to watch tonight? I have Etsy orders to put together, and I have friend packages to mail out for Christmas presents.
Christmas.
So, man, what do I want to watch while I do that?
I don't know. I'm probably going to hang out in here with you, though. Sometimes I go to bed after the show. I took a nap today, so I'm feeling a little bit better, a little bit more fresh than normal.
I was trying to take a nap, so I put on, like, Letterkenny on my phone and just laid there on the bed trying to fall asleep. And I fell asleep just as Adam came by and was like, hey, 3.5 minutes, still alive. I was like, no.
It's funny because she, like, comes home, and then she has a snack, and then she lays down. And I like, work until she gets here. I go downstairs, I kiss her, like, hey, babe, I'm happy you're home. And then I start getting the fucking office ready, which now that we have an extra chair in here and there's so much limited space is a nightmare. And I had the green screen behind us, and I used to just be able to like turn it just enough to get outside of the desk, because the edge of the desk that you see, there's a walkway that's about this wide, because this is just up against a wall, you know, so that we can actually look like we have some sort of studio in this stupid room. And I realized with that new chair there, I cannot get the green screen out like that anymore. So I figured out a way to get it out and over, and then it got caught on the Secret Labs chair, and then it almost knocked over the camera, and then there's a big fucking box right in front of the desk that I couldn't step over. So I was like, all right, just take a deep breath. Everything's going to be fine. And it's literally just in the hallway. I didn't twist it and fold it up or anything. I was just like, just put it in the hallway and lean this huge thing against a fucking wall and deal with it after the show. It was like the hardest time I've ever had setting up the office. And then I just got to the desk in time to start the stream and get the 5-minute countdown. And I did all this stupid stuff, and I got up and I walked out of the office, and she's in there like, me, 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 me.
That is not true.
I'm like, yo, 3.5 minutes. And I was like sweating balls. All right, The House of Pain is our track that's in the lead. So we're going to go with it. It takes, on average, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The record time is 1:09. And locally, we do it in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And our record is 1:32, which is
nice.
Pretty close. So let's try and take that world record.
Glitch says he needs to see more Zelda. Adam definitely wants to start streaming again.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally going to start up again.
I'm Western says, I want to play Breath of the Wild after the show, but I'm so sleepy. I
cannot wait to play Wind Waker, and I am so close to beating Majora's Mask and getting there.
I'm Beef Train says, Rob and I recommend Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I have been craving watching that movie for months, and
They moved it from HBO.
Yeah, it used to be on HBO, and that's where we would do our, what are those, marathons. Oh, I haven't pressed play yet.
Exclamation point play. We had 19, I'm pretty sure 19 marbles last time. So we better have 19 this time, and maybe an extra one to boot.
And they moved it from that, and then they were like, oh, it's streaming on Sci-Fi. And so I went to the website for Sci-Fi, and it was just way too complicated. Annoying. So I'm like, where can I stream it now? I need to stream this.
All right, we're up to 19. We're up to 20. We got that famous +1.
That's a weird sound. I'm never making that sound again.
You didn't like oot oot?
Eminon says, they've been having the Harry Potter series on, they stream it on Sci-Fi. I sit at my computer all the time. We never, our cable box is in the loft, and we're never in there. And same thing with...
That's why I was like, I don't want a new Xbox. I don't need the Xbox Series X, so it can collect dust in the room we're never in.
Yeah, and we have it on Blu-ray, but my computer doesn't play Blu-ray. It just plays DVDs. Adam's computer doesn't even have a disc drive. Like, oh, man.
I'm all digital. All right, we are off to the races. Let's take a look at this track as everyone falls through. The Fan Blades.
I love Harry Potter, man. I think we've had a Harry Potter marathon twice this year.
There's someone named Harry Potter, man?
I hate you.
All right. We're all out.
One Punch Man.
Pretty far ahead of I'm What's for Dinner's record-setting pace. We'll see if we can keep that up. Little bottleneck up there at the front. Looks like David was in the lead and then started getting bounced around. I'm What's for Dinner has taken a fairly solid lead with I Am Beef Trainer on the other side. Spouses battling it out. This Fan Blade, however, is going to change things around a little bit, and it looks like Liberum 007 on the other side is now in the lead with actually Phazon challenging on the near side. We'll go over here and see how people handle the funnel. You like the wood grain?
Yeah, the wood grain looks great.
Is that an oak? Looks good.
I don't even know the difference between the colors.
Look at Robin's picture. She's so pretty.
Oh, God. You know how long ago that was?
8 years.
9 years ago. Our dog is 8, so that's 9 years ago.
No, it was when we met. We were together when you took that picture.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 8 years. All right. Robin's getting knocked around by a Fan Blade. Let's hope she's into it. Let's move to the front and see who made it through. It's Liberum that's made it through, and I think they might make it through this one as well. They sure as hell did. Now they just got to get over the bumpy road and past all the throbbing rods. And they can try and take the record-setting pace for Mine What's for Dinner. And they do. 2 new records today.
That was fast.
Congratulations, Libram007. Type in !merch. The channel will pop up a link to our store page on our show. And if you go to Robin's Kawaii Corner and check out any of the Scaryish stickers, pick one, email us at storytime@scaryish.com.
With that sticker that you want and then your mailing address.
And we will get it sent out to you. And by we, I mean Robin.
What was I going to say now?
The
Curse Wolf says, damn it, kid distracted me. I missed the race.
IMB Trainer got launched off the edge from one of the pulsating rods at the very end.
That kid's still cute, though.
R.I.P. That kid is still cute.
Also, if you folks want to follow the Cursed Wolf, he streams video games. I think he's streaming Cyberpunk 2077 right now, if you folks are interested. Emanon says, when are you sending out the Krampus keychains? They have been sent out, and it really depends on USPS. And how long it takes for them to deliver stuff. Some people have already received their stuff.
Old Lasty bringing up the rear. Twice as long to finish the track as the leader, but hey, I got in there for 0 points exactly. All right, Libram goes up to 9 points on the season. Girl Panic is at 6. Bob is at 7. Robin is up to 5. I'm What's for Dinner is also at 8. So it is a tightening race for the season, but this goes, I think, until January 20th. So we got plenty of time to see who winds up taking the lead before it's over. We don't win anything. It's just for bragging rights. It's !merch is the command. I see you did !merchandise, which is impressive that you used the full word. However, we abbreviated it, so it's just !merch. I don't know what Robin's doing over there, but I think it's related to the shipping or the tracking. Going to go ahead and take that down and then get our camera right. And Libram, just message us whenever you pick whichever sticker you would like. So let's get this thing shifted back, and then we will do our wonderful outro and send you all back out into the world.
Sorry,
I'll wait for Robin to be ready. So
yeah, I just want to check this real quick.
All right, scooching this forward. Emanon says, oh, hey, I don't think I mentioned earlier, Shawnee, in parentheses, Lady M, had a job interview this morning, and she got it. Nice. Woo! Way to nail your interviews today. It's very impressive for both of you. All right. Glitch Grim says, the keychains are so stinking cute, all of them, and right now they make good ornaments for the Xmas tree. We saw a few people hanging them on the Christmas tree. That's pretty genius. Someone mentioned, like, you guys need to make ornaments. I was like, I don't even know how we would begin to make ornaments. Yeah. Like, cause I was thinking about like the orbs that you hang on your tree, and then people were just hanging their keychains on the tree. I was like, that is genius. It is really, really nice to see that people are innovative and they adapt to change. Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this stuff on my phone. Make sure we didn't miss any shout-outs.
Emanon says they're all hanging in the truck, hanging off the visors. That's awesome. Nice. Thank you so much.
I think Kayla Ray Reed's redeemed a drink at the very end 22 minutes ago, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off my beer. Oh. Finger licking good. All right. You ready, Freddie? Uh-huh. Wow, that looked like it was rough.
So much booze.
Here we go. Gonna wait for that fucking car to pass. They just finished the construction in front of our house, and now the road is much wider. And much more cars go by, and it's much louder, and it sucks. So, if you record at 3 a.m., though, it's like no one's going by. That's not true, actually. People still go by that late. So I want to go ahead and thank everyone who sent in their stories this week. We sincerely appreciate you sending your stories to us and letting us know that we can read them on the show. And the listeners sincerely appreciate you sharing the story. If anyone out there has a story they would like to share with us, please email storytime@scaryish.com or go to our website, scaryish.com, and click on Contact Us. You can also hit us up on any of our social medias. Our Facebook is facebook.com/scaryish podcast. Twitter is @scaryish_pod, and Instagram is @scaryish_podcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/scaryish_podcast. Those are monthly donations. Tiers start at $1. And what's really cool right now is if you are a patron, I have the patron exclusive merch available for purchase. There's like a Google Doc on there once you join that you have access to, and you just fill out that form, and then I send you a PayPal invoice, and it goes that way. So that way you can get your hands on keychains that were released previously, like Mothman and the Wendigo, things like that aren't available anymore. So you can get your hands on stuff that way if you guys like. And then there's also, if you don't like the monthly donation way to do things, you can do one-time donations at ko-fi.com/Scaryish Podcast. All your donations go to helping us upgrade our studio setup. I know there are quite a few new spooky friends, and you'll notice that things now are a lot different than they were back in the baby stages, and that's all thanks to donations from our amazing spooky fam, and we couldn't be here without you, so thank you so much.
Indeed. I think that's just about everything we have for Storytime number 149. We've almost done 150 of these things, and that's absolutely 100% because of you. Because we're not just making these stories up. They're stories that you are sending us, and we appreciate it, so please keep reaching out. It means the world to us, and I think that's just about everything we have. So, Robin, go ahead and sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.